It's time now for us to bring Mr. Gavaskar into the show. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us again here on NDTV. First up, what have been the big highlights, according to you, in the series so far?
Well, I think it's been the quality of spin bowling that we've seen from both the teams. Nathan Lyons bowling in the Bengaluru Test, Steve O'Keefe's bowling in the Pune Test, then Ravindra Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, the way they bowled, and then of course Steve Smith's batting, getting hundreds in the first and the third Test. The way India rallied, so there's so many highlights which are there. This has been really a very riveting Test series between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the game today.
Right, we'll of course talk to you about whether this series has lived up to your expectations as far as the top 2 teams in the world clashing with each other is concerned. But before that, Ravindra Jadeja is now the sole number 1 Test bowler in the recently released ICC Test rankings. He has of course evolved over the years into a very effective spinner, especially of course in home conditions in the longest format of the game. But would you say he's giving Ravichandran Ashwin a run for his money as far as the tag of India's premier spinner is concerned?
I think Ashwin still has a lot more to offer in terms of variety. But at the end of the day, it's the wickets that you take that matter. And in this series, at least, it's Jadeja who's looked by far the most threatening of the Indian spinners. So on current form, you've got to say that he's better than Ashwin. But Ashwin still remains, the threat. And I think the Australians and everybody who play India know that he is the real threat.
Right, let's talk about the 2 teams overall now, sir. And at 1-1, both teams, of course, will be looking to bring their A game to the table in the final test in Dharamsala. But what are the areas Team India, in particular, will be looking at in terms of making changes, perhaps?
I think what they'll be looking for is maybe going in with an extra bowler. Because in Ranchi on the last day, in hot, humid conditions, their new ball bowlers had to bowl long spells. And that's never very easy. A 5th bowler might have helped to relieve the quicker bowlers, the hard-working Ishant Sharma and Umesh Yadav. So maybe India will look at maybe going with the old combination of 5 batsmen and 5 bowlers.
Right. Also, let's talk about the Indian skipper now, sir. Virat Kohli. He himself had once said that he doesn't feel there's anything like form, especially when it comes to his own batting. But he has had a serious dip in terms of making runs in this series so far after what has been a fantastic home season. From what you have seen so far of Virat, is him falling cheaply a cause for concern perhaps for the team?
I think perhaps a couple of his dismissals would be a cause of concern. The one that where he shouldered arms to O'Keefe in Pune and then shouldering arms to Nathan Lyon in Bengaluru. That perhaps shows maybe the judgment is not quite there. But form is just one, good form is just one innings away. And he's too good a player for these little things to worry him. So I think we should back him because for all you know, he will make Australia pay for these failures in the first 3 Test matches with a real big one.
Right, also going back to that question that I asked you earlier about the changes in playing 11. If it's a trademark Dharamsala pitch on offer in the 4th Test in this series, what kind of changes particularly would you like to see Team India make to their playing 11?
I think they might bring in a new ball bowler, a 3rd seamer to help Ishant and Umesh Yadav. Because if the pitch in Dharamsala has got a little bit of grass, if the conditions are cool, they might want to go in with somebody who can move the new ball.
Right. One final question, sir, before we let you go. So far, 3 tests down. Has the series been the clash that you expected? Number 1 and 2 going toe-to-toe?
Absolutely. I think this has been a riveting Test series with the fortunes literally changing every day. And that's what Test cricket should be all about. It should not be a one-sided contest. And it hasn't been a one-sided contest, even in Pune. Despite the fact that the Australians won, till the final day, nobody knew who was going to win. And similarly in Bengaluru, it could have gone either way. In Ranchi, it was again till the 4th afternoon, it was pretty much neck and neck. And then once India went ahead, it should have been India. But credit to the Australians for the way they fought back and ensured a draw. So I think Dharamsala, we could be in for a cracker of a final test.